What's happening, fellas? Feast your eyes on this beauty. Another diamond from the Rob Myers collection. If you've been following the channel, you know that Rob was the executive director and owner of the Buell Motor Clothing Company. So if you're buying Buell jackets and helmets and tchotchkes and all the accessories they sold for him, it came from his company. In the 2000, he had a collection of 14 Buells, starting with the 1989 Westwind all the way up to the 2012 RS 1200s. So this one is significant in that, well, this Thunderbolt S3 was one of the final production years of the perimeter frame Buell. And if you come over and take a look at the chart here, you'll see the S3 Thunderbolt was produced from 97 to 2002. And we have this chart here showing that in the year 2000, they made 352 of these. So of those 352, we believe that half of them were exported overseas, leaving about 175 of them on these U.S. shores. And you got to ask yourself, how many of those 175 of them, 25 years later, are 100% bone stock, mint, and running perfectly? Very, very few. Probably in you know, a dozen of them or so, if even that. The gauges are in beautiful condition. The bike has very low miles on it, 8,812. Rob was a collector. He had not only 14 Buells, but he had some Hondas and some other bikes. So he had a plethora of bikes to choose from. He always kept them registered and tuned and under a Buell indoors cover, plugged in on the tender. So he meticulously maintained them. The only reason he sold the collection, he was getting up there in his 70s and was starting to late 70s, not feeling so comfortable on the bikes anymore. So decided to stick to four wheels. But look at the forks on this thing. Inverted Buell forks, triple piston Buell caliper on that massive rotor, lightweight mag wheels. This was the pinnacle of Buell's trilogy of tech, where he had the low unsprung weight, super stiff perimeter frame, and a centralization of mass that was second to none. He had the patented underslung exhaust and suspension, which kept the center of gravity and the centralization of mass nice and low. Big, comfortable saddle for riding two up. He made a touring version of this, which was basically the same bike with taller bars and bags on it. And I had one. I had a Thunderbolt back in the day, and I've had the Lightning. I've had the Thunderbolt. I've had a bunch of the Buells over the years, and now we own a whole collection of them here. But this one's going up for sales. It's the only one of its kind that I know that's for sale with this particular color. You know, you got to ask yourself, if that little were produced, and they produced them in many colors, including red and green, how many in this British racing green color are left out of the 175 of all colors? You know, it's in you probably count them on one hand. The original powder coating on the frame is in beautiful condition. The original powder coating on the wheels is in excellent condition. There's been no touching up of the paint or repainting on this bike. It's just a mint original with low miles. We did go through it mechanically and gave it a major going through. We cleaned the fuel tank out, changed all the fluids, including the brake fluids and the engine oil and the, let me just grab the work order here just so I don't miss anything. It's in this folder over here. Let's see. Clean the fuel tank out, put fresh VP94 fuel in it, that's ethanol free. Change the engine oil, clean the airbox, give it a complete once over. Change the oil filter also. I put new spark plugs in it. And after they cleaned the fuel tank, they diagnosed that it needed a new fuel pump. It wasn't running right, so they put a brand new fuel pump in it. So new fuel pump, tank was cleaned, whole bike was gone through mechanically, cosmetically. Went to the detail shop where it was steam cleaned, hand washed, and polished with the new coat ceramic wax sealant. It's a once a year product, so it shines beautifully. Original green paint still looks great. All the decals are intact, and it's ready to go. Ready to leave it on display in the museum here, or take her down to Daytona for Bike Week. But you probably won't run into another green S3 Thunderbolt from this era anytime soon. Super rare piece. So Rob gave up the collection, and before we go any farther, I want to show you the welds on these frames, man. People say that these early Buells, the welds in their frame are just like artwork, man. compared to some of the later ones that were done by computerized. It's just beautiful work. Bike doesn't need anything but a new home. If you have any questions about it, give us a call, 860-454-7024. We can ship it anywhere in the country. We offer financing in-house, and we do take trades. Did I mention the aluminum swing arm on this? Take a close look at how massive that swing arm is compared to some of the other Buells, like the original RS 1200 had a really thin steel swing arm. This is a massive extruded aluminum belt drive too. Their earlier ones were chain drive. So these are notorious for being phenomenal handling machines, rallying Ducatis and other sport bikes from that era. The original paint is beautiful. It does have and the original frame paint is beautiful. It does have a little bit of patina on the tank. It's got a couple of little spots where the paint is compromised. A couple of little pock marks right there, but no major scratches or evidence of it being damaged. There is a little bit of paint wore off by the edge of the seat right here, a tiny bit on this side. I don't know, you have to come around this side to see it, but it's hardly noticeable, but it's in between in the seat, and there's a small bubble in the paint right here. So other than that, the original factory paint 25 years later still looks phenomenal. That's a testimony to the way Rob cared for his machines, and also the fact that the bike's been babied its whole life. So if you have any questions, call us. This bike, I said, is 100% original, right down to the exhaust system. The only items that have been changed are the consumables, including the tires. Thanks for watching. God bless America, and long live Buell.